What's up, good people of the internet variety? This is
Right, this is not Xanadu TCG channel. This is Team Cake channel.
Yes, it is the Team Cake channel, but I am here because I am part of the Team Cake channel, and we're going to look at the Ancient Origins set. So let's go.
We're doing
so
this like
bad.
2 months after everyone else, but whatever.
What's so
Okay.
bad?
That was so bad, the opening.
It doesn't need
Right,
to be
Rob,
good. Oh,
you
shut
do
the
it.
fuck up.
Let Rob do it then, since he's amazing.
I'm not amazing. I'm just
Rob?
saying, you need something.
Rob, your vaginal opening is bad.
People
Anyway.
always like complain
Right,
when
you got
like,
you
people,
there.
if you should start that shit again. Jesus Christ.
No, this is staying in. It's still
This is the
staying in.
good stuff.
This is the stuff people want to see.
I'm sure they came to see this rather than Pokemon, as it says in the title.
I have the control of the video. I'm editing all this shit out. You do not have any power.
Whoa.
Whoa!
You can edit your shit in Xanadu TCG land.
This isn't Pokemon. This isn't Pokemon TCG HQ. You're not editing.
No editing.
Swear
No.
on yourself.
We're going live. Okay, one thing I want to say about this Ampharos is that I love the names of the attacks. Thunder Rod, Sparkling Tail. Actually, that one's not as dark, but Thunder Rod's pretty good. It's like a thunder penis.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Me too.
Okay.
We can all unanimously agree.
It's just a bit weak. It's like 3 energy.
It's
You like-
terrible. Why are we discussing this card?
Yeah, let's move on. It doesn't do much. It doesn't do enough.
It was
Well-
good. It was good in the pre-release though.
Yeah,
But for 4 energy, 2
Right.
lightning, and 1 DCE,
Yeah.
the attack isn't affected by weakness or resistance.
Like, it can't even kill a Rayquaza.
So it cannot even kill a Rayquaza. You've got
Yeah,
to think
that-
about that.
That's pretty bad. Yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Come on, let's go.
with muscle
Next
back.
card is okay. What about regular art, Ampharos?
Well, this card's quite different actually because its face is coming out, and if your opponents will look at its face and they'll just cower in fear.
It's more threatening,
I
but
prefer that artwork as well. It
When
looks
you
nice.
see the
Yeah.
Ampharos,
It looks like
And you-
Ampharos Prime.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
the Thunder Rod. You
right.
feel-
Ariados, serious card. Ariados.
I think this card is really good.
Yeah, I think it's you play it as a 1/1 in most sort of grass-based attacking decks, so stuff like Sceptile and Vespertile.
But not only grass. What else can it be played with?
Oh my
It
god.
can be played with steel Pokemon because of steel shelter.
No, man, it's broken.
Oh my god.
No, hear me out. The blade for a DCE reduce both Pokemon down to HP, 10
Down to
HP,
HP.
down to 10 HP.
Wait, does it? No, it does. Does Doomblade?
No, it's only the defending Pokemon.
It's only the defending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what makes it better than Raticate.
Okay, only the defending Pokemon,
Yeah,
and this is
that's
what a
why it's
DCE.
Right.
Is this
Okay.
on a coin flip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got now trick coin to add to the
Oh yeah.
to the plays.
Cool.
And if we're playing an expanded, we'll have some Victinis going on the bench too.
Dude, you have 3/4 chance of your turn. You have a quarter chance of your turn meaning nothing.
You
How's
also
that
only have you only have 3/4 of an hour, so like you cannot afford to like be going into this sort of detail on this.
Okay, but I'm just saying, it's just food for thought. Food.
I lost my
for
fucking
thought.
pills. Anyway,
Right. That was a waste of time.
No,
But
that
no,
was
I mean,
a loss of
it's-
waste of time.
Of course, it's also it goes partners up with Sceptile really nicely, which will
We
be going
literally
on
already
to-
mentioned that.
it
think-
actually partners up. There's something better it partners up with, which you've all missed, which is Beautifly Vileplume.
Oh yeah,
So-
that was one grass deck we didn't miss actually. But I mean, I just said grass decks in general that can just benefit from this because it's just an extra 10
Yes.
damage you can do to
Also,
non-grass decks.
Its attack is actually alright. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
bit costly, but trapping something is kind of
Yeah,
cool.
it has a usable attack, which is
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
having that
if you've
as
got
an
nothing
option.
else to do that turn, yeah.
It's not even like if you have nothing else to do that turn. Just like trapping stuff active can win games sometimes. When you're at that point where your opponent has just run out of resources. In fact, that actually does low damage is better because it means you're a lot more likely to deck out your opponent.
Especially now we're at an age of no Lysander.
No float stone, you mean?
Yeah.
We're not.
Well,
I-
Flowstone would make no difference though, because it can't retreat anyway.
Oh yeah. But
But
okay.
yeah, I know what you mean.
I'll
It's
tell
just
you.
nice to have that option. All right, let's move on.
We skip this.
Skip. Well, did
Okay.
somebody say shift tree?
Yeah.
All right,
Shift
this
tree
is
counter, anyone?
This is
Ultimate history counter.
Except the best shifter counter is the fact that it's banned.
It's
So-
a bat.
yeah.
But until then, this is something
Thank
you
you,
can play to
TCPI.
like never
I mean,
lose to
this
shift
card
play.
I think was useless anyway. Like, you'd have to start with it anyway, so you may as well just play.
And then if you're playing one, that's just not good enough. All right, Ram.
No, we skipped this.
No.
Stage two.
It's got a...
Okay, Claydol.
Okay,
I like Claydol. I really like Claydol.
I want this card to be good because, right, you can put damage on the things and then unevolve them, but it's a terrible card.
I don't know. I feel like at some point it will maybe be usable.
Tell you what,
You could definitely partner up with bats, and if Vespiquen does become a part of the meta like hugely, this could be a really good card to just kill off the combis with partnered up with like Crobats or.
I mean, a card like this has been very strong in the past in 2 different formats.
I mean, it was strong on the Jirachi, but that was a basic.
It was strong on Jirachi, and it was strong on in Jirachi and what was it, Magnezone, the Mega.
What did Jirachi and Magnezone do?
The Jirachi, basically, the number of energy attached you have, you could remove that many of the furthest stage. The problem, it was stronger in that format because there were more evolved Pokemon.
Well, not only that, but the thing about Jirachi as well was that you used it to get back psychic energy, and like almost like the devolution thing was just a bonus. It's not something that you just focus to have a stage 1 line in your deck. I don't actually rate this card at all.
That was for Magnezone. I mean, I actually don't think it's terrible, but I just don't care.
Well, I mean, actually,
lots of cards aren't terrible. It doesn't make them playable.
It was played in Chandelure as well, which didn't use it as a bonus.
Oh yeah,
it used it as the main attacker.
Actually, it did because you placed damage. So I guess it's not impossible for it to be good with bats if Vespiquen was the most rampant deck.
And don't forget, we've got coming the break Pokemon now, which could be, as we've seen from Zoroark, for 1 colorless energy, it can copy your any opponent's attack.
It's a dark energy, not a colorless. That would be ridiculous.
Is it colorless dark? Okay.
Hold on, guys. It says to evolve each of your opponent's evolved Pokemon. Now, the break doesn't count as an evolution.
We don't, like, it's not worth discussing. We don't know the whole mechanics how break works yet. So
I mean, removing the evolution as well as the break.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
If it could be both, but yeah, if evolution will be playing a major role within the next.
I think it's worth discussing because it's worth remembering this for next set and then checking the rule and finding out we're wrong. But anyway,
sorry, Nick, what did you want to say?
No, I just want to say, I think we spent far too much time on this one Claydol.
But I still think it's important to talk about. I think in the future it will be a strong card, maybe.
I don't buy it. Not on stage 1. If it was a basic, maybe, but not on stage 1.
Don't worry, there's no rush. When Robert has to go, one of us will just take over.
It feels like, Meowstic, like that was used in a deck that did well. It did well at 1 regionals in the UK.
Which deck?
I don't remember.
Exactly.
I just remember it was used, like Emmanuel used it, so.
Combi,
yeah, but he's banned, so you know.
Guys?
Combi. Okay.
Combi,
Vespa. When we talk about Vespiquen.
Yeah.
Combi's better than this one's better than the other Combi.
Yeah, because
Cottony. Eevee. We need EVs. Good Eevee.
I think you play this Eevee over the other one now because the 10 HP can matter. You don't evolve the EVs by attaching energy, really.
This can do 10 damage for 1 energy, which is quite important against a Focus / Groudon.
That's also
true. It can be relevant.
Actually, not terrible.
No, it's
Entei. This is the one that have 2 tool cards attached to it.
So you can attach 2 Hard Charm and do 30 and reduce damage by 70.
That's hilarious.
That's actually quite funny.
You could eco-arm the Hard Charms back in.
Yeah. I mean, like, this isn't... It feels like it's a good fun deck. I don't think it's going to win anything.
I don't think so either.
No, I agree. I pretty much.
Especially, it's obviously weak towards a Toad.
Like heal spam and using Blacksmith on it to power it up in 1 turn. It's pretty.
And then you can actually finish stuff off with 130 damage. But yeah, probably not very playable. But
no. Other Entei.
This has the Absol attack, but it's for fire, which
just makes it infinitely worse. I mean, I guess you've got Blacksmith, but again, no, it's not basic. It's a stage 1. It's not a stage 1, rather. It is a basic, so maybe a bit. I'm not sure.
Is that the format coming up is
grass heavy.
It's quite grass based, and this card still isn't good. So I just don't see when it's going to be ever good.
Well, also, not to mention, we get a card that's just infinitely better in the form of Zoroark next set. So
yeah, it's just.
Flareon.
This we're talking about.
It's mediocre at best. I don't see it being paired up with anything like Vespiquen or anything.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, sure.
It's a pretty obvious card.
It's very strong.
I don't think we need
Helps.
to say much about it.
It's very versatile, which I like. Like,
You know, a kind of cool thing. I mean, maybe I was wrong about running only the 60 HP EV, because in the Vespiquen deck you're going to run Fire Energy.
That's true, yeah.
You can actually Fire Energy to evolve and Blacksmith for a KO even on something. So,
Yeah,
But
it's not gonna be
this
relevant.
card works with just many stage runs, as we said, Vespiquen. It can
It's
also
true.
work with Raichu.
Golurk, Dog Trio, can try it with loads of things really.
Problem with that, though,
It makes you
Jake,
wonder why no one played Blacksmith in the original Flareon.
because it wasn't very good.
Oh no! Because you played. The reason was
You played grass,
to evolve Leafeon.
Oh,
or you played,
yeah,
or you played water if you played Empoleon version.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the idea is cool. Yeah, skip this card.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even like the
For
art.
3 colorless.
Stage 2. it's just-
Stage 2. It's a nice looking card though.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
like
gonna
it.
call that work. Okay.
Give it to you, no EX. Big
Okay.
card. There's a
This-
lot of things. It does 4 things. Ability. It stops Mega Evolution.
Ice to Baby Zerny is terrible. Move on.
It prevents all attacks, including damage. So it's a Mega Block, which, as we know, we've got Mega Sceptile coming into play. We've got Mega Rayquaza. We've got Mega Manectric.
Yeah, there's quite a few megas.
There's a lot of really good megas, and this just says no to all of them, which is inherently very powerful. And then
You know
not
what
only
the
that, but
problem
it's
is?
got a really decent attack in the form of Chaos Wheel.
It's got an uncounterable way of stopping them put on special energy.
You know what the problem with the card is that it dies to a Hex Maniac or a Silent Lab. If you're playing Groudon, it dies in one hit to a.
Yeah, I've beaten it every time I played with the
And
next.
also, people tend to play this in a deck just as its own card, like it's the only attacker in the deck, which doesn't seem
Which
to
is
work.
really weak because people can just then not Mega Evolve.
Yeah,
They're just not mega evolved, and also it's unlike Cyberto, the attack's just expensive. It's
Yeah.
a real shame. Something eventually will make this broken. Maybe that new stadium in the next set coming out, the other one that is a one-sided giant stump. But until then, I don't know.
It's still gonna.
Its attack though it is very good with the you can't play any Pokemon tools, special energy, or stadiums.
Yeah.
Which
Which
means
means
that
big.
once you counter Silent Lab, that's not an out.
I mean, this card's going to see play in tournaments because it's a good card inherently, but stuff like Hex Maniac and makes it not as broken as
Which we'll
people
get
think.
back to soon.
Like people seem to think that this is such a strong card, but there's so many easy ways to counter it that I just don't think it's worth.
yeah.
Especially like Volpline variants.
I think it's cool with Wildwing though. Maybe with Aromatisse to move the energy.
We need that for a card coming soon.
I
Golett.
think. Can we talk about Sam's deck, Jake?
Which one's that?
The deck with Giratina?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, cut this bit out, Nick. By the way,
I don't know, man. I think we might have to not.
Why not?
Okay.
Alright.
cut this out bit out. There, I was just
Sure,
Golett.
Okay.
I mean, if it was my deck, I'd let us, or if Sam was here, you know. Yeah, Golett.
It's a Golett. It's the
Golett.
good Golett because it has resistance to
I tell you
fighting.
what, I really like this card. I think the fact the
Wait,
double
should we?
type thing-
Sorry, 1 sec, Jay. We'll start back from Golett. Should we read what the cards do?
No.
There's-
We just say we really
Who
like this
cares?
card, and
Can you
people
just
don't.
please move on.
By the way, can you please not edit any of this? I love it.
Oh, no, don't.
Okay, so yeah, okay, Golurk. One thing that I actually really like about this is because of the double type, you actually resist yourself, so you don't take the 20 damage.
Yeah, exactly. They have to turn off the ability in order for you to actually damage yourself.
Superpower doing 120 is pretty cool. It can't be hurt by bats. That's always cool. I mean, it is 4 energy. Like, I've considered it in Vespiquen with, like, Blacksmith DPE. It's kind of costly, but, I mean, the fact is you can then make it 5 types, which is just funny. And then, like, I mean, you know, depending on what you're up against, you can knock out Rayquaza, you can knock out Manectric.
I think it's actually. I wouldn't necessarily focus the deck around this, but I think this is worth taking investment pen for the sole reason that is actually, like I said, the 5 types. Like you say it as a joke, but it means you have a very good coverage on hitting stuff for weakness. Like, what you're only missing. Yeah.
I'm personally not sold on the card. I don't think it's very good. Like I played it, I tried it in Vespiquen, and most of the time I just felt like discarding it with Battle Compressor.
I agree with Ben. Yeah.
I've not tested it, so you're probably right.
Yeah.
I just say I agree because it's 4 energy cost is huge.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just do that with a 2 energy cost and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can accept that.
Go like fighting.
Wait, what's it weak to again? Is it dark?
Yes, it's weak to dark.
Don't worry about it.
It doesn't appear now, which is cool.
Bad card's bad.
Useless.
I had one more thing to say about Golurk is that it hits Lucario also for weakness, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
But no, skip over that.
Huge, useless.
This was amazing in the pack battles because we did a pack battle, and then what I got them to do when there was a tie is basically take the 6 of all the cards they pulled and try and make a really dark sentence out of it. And Liquid Blow and Shining Breath, they both got one of these.
Okay.
Both. And then they tied again, and I had to get them to do it again. And every sentence was so grim. There was like Shining Beam or something. No, there was like something Beam. A Curlier had it. We'll come to Curlier.
You know what? This could be good with Team Aqua Secret Base and Team Aqua's Muck.
Okay, some like 10-year-old kid is gonna make it, but it's not good.
And that's gonna be me.
It's not good, Rob.
We're just gonna look like the most crap team in the history of the Pokemon.
What we're saying is bad. I don't know what more you want to say.
Like Rob's carers.
Did somebody say best deck Monday?
Alright, I would like to point out that
that's what it stood for.
I'd like to point out that Rob has the best Nationals performance out of any of us.
Which is kind of grim in and of itself.
He's won Nationals and he's calling Goodra a good card.
It's got good in the name.
Oh my god.
The rest of it is Ra, which is an Egyptian sun god. It's a good Egyptian sun
It's a good god. It's a good sun god made of goo.
Alright, can we please move on from Goodra?
I think I'm on Rob's side now. Oh my god, Goomy! Terrible. Oh my god.
Goomy is terrible, but once it evolves into Goodra.
Goomy is the answer for Rayquaza to get more bench. There you go.
Sure.
Right. Gyarados, this could see play.
Oh my god,
it's going to be one of those like silly rogue decks that someone builds but never actually does well.
And it could have 2 Pokemon tool cards attached to it once again.
There is one thing about this Gyarados which doesn't make it absolute trash, is that it's a stage 1 and
it can win a junior. It can win a juniors tournament.
Yeah, actually no, there is one thing about this Gyarados, is it will teach someone somewhere how to play the game.
Yes, it will. And you can get it out with Archie's Ace in the Hole.
Dog Trio Gyarados, I promise.
The good thing about this Gyarados is that I pulled 5 of them in a pre-release.
And 1 Magikarp.
And 1 Magikarp.
That's done. Very nice artwork though. That's got to be one of the nicest artworks we've seen in a long time.
Why are there 3 of them?
Because the one came in a theme deck.
Oh, okay. Gyarados?
No, that one's just really bad. Just don't even. Just don't even.
Whoa! You can use it with Archie's and Blastoise and do.
Expand the boys, Gyarados.
Oh no, I can't hear this. I can't listen to this shit. Just no, please.
Right, proper card.
Here we go. Good card.
Wait. Go back to that Gyarados.
Non-proper card, Gyarados.
I haven't looked properly at it yet. I want to go over this in fine detail. Oh wow! For stage 1, it has 130 HP. That's huge. Berserker Splash, 80. Oh, 80 for 3. Think about that, Nick. Did you get that back on base set Hitmonchan? No, you got 40. There was no DCE as well. And plus 10 to each bench Pokemon. Right, and guess what? You can have on the bench. You can have Magikarps, and then you can use the other Gyarados. Format broken.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, put on the other Hooper because you can actually read the text.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think this card is horribly overrated. I think getting 3 EX Pokemon is just useless. I can't do a single deck that does that.
I disagree.
So good.
I
It's
disagree.
so good.
This is a brilliant card, especially in a deck where you're
was a
playing
joke.
Megas.
That was a joke if you didn't notice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, basically, in like something like Megas, it's really cool. I mean, I've had it a few games now, Mega Manectric, where like I got 3 Manectrics or something ridiculous. I'm 2 and a Shaman. Attach Spirit Links. Is Nick still dead? Attach
Yeah.
Spirit, and then next turn I like AZ'd it to get the Megas and attack in the same turn without even having
Oh,
to
actually, that's disgusting.
play a draw supporter because it got Shamans both times as well.
I'm sorry, I had to go into full body shutdown from the amount of bad that was spewed in that sentence with the Gyarados. My body just could not take.
Nick, Rob's won a Nationals. I think we have to listen to him.
But like Hooper is such a good card, and it maybe makes one of my favorite supporters playable, like Pokemon Fan Club.
Yeah,
Yes.
The ability to fan club for 5 Pokemon is insane.
Yeah, Hooper is like very, very solid. I think it's going to be a one-off in most decks which focus on EX attackers pretty much.
One thing is, I guess, a bit more fringe, but like in Fairies, you can actually do the attack as a finisher on a Lucario, and so it's not always it's most of the time you think of these cards, these utility cards, as a bench spot once it's down. But the fact is, not only can you AZ it and use the effect again, this can actually attack in something. God damn it!
It's a shame it can't attack in more. Like, is the caster Psychic colorless? Maybe you could have done something a bit more. But free Psychic, that's a bit rough. If Psychic had some sort of energy acceleration, maybe. But it's just.
I think though also if you're playing this card, you have to. It's got a 2 retreat cost, so without a float stone for until the next set. Like you need to be playing like a good couple of switches or
Play AZ.
AZ.
Yeah, you play AZ to reuse it.
Because AZ is so strong because you reuse it anyway.
Yeah.
I also like.
What are you doing?
I was going to say, basically, when Floatstone's reprinted, I think Metal Ray will just be absolutely absurd.
Well, you don't know what's in the next set.
That's for our next A to Z Pokemon video.
Yeah.
Do you know what the best part about this is, though? The best part is that it has 170 HP and not 90, not 110. Like,
unlike the other utility.
A utility card with that much HP is beautiful.
Yeah, that's really cool. Basically, I think we can all agree Hooper is just a really solid card.
Yeah, and it touches kids.
I think it's very good for the game.
Oh, this came up in the Dark Pack Battle. Inksbit.
And that's as far as we're going to go with that.
All right, we'll go on the next one.
Jolteon.
Yeah.
Right, exactly the same as Flareon.
I'd say it's a bit weaker than Flareon.
But you only say that because there's more grass Pokemon. There's like Sceptiles becoming a thing. But
no, I say that because you get more utility from Fire type.
There's another reason as well. Like Rayquaza is the only thing really you're hitting. Maybe
and the Voltool.
Maybe Veltool doesn't exist. It may as well not exist. The only other thing you hit is like Lugia, and no one really plays that, or like it's only a one-off, and it's generally a finisher. But it's
some people started to put Lugias in their Manectric decks, Mega Manectric decks.
Yeah, I think it's something you definitely still play. Also, the other thing I like about this is that it has free retreat, which is something that's always handy. They can't Lysandro stall it or whatever.
I was going to say that as well. Like, the problem, though, is that in Vespiquen, the nice thing about Vespiquen over Flareon is that all the Vespiquens have free retreat.
Yeah.
So, like, this would have been nicer in the old Flareon.
Yeah.
But, yeah, go on.
Well, I think I was going to say is actually, like, it's a bit deceiving. It's not actually that strong, because Rays will still play Altaria, and you can only shut that off with Hex Maniac, and then you shut this off as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually, like, to kill a Ray is still kind of ridiculous. You probably have to kill the Altaria first.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the problem. But still, it's a cool card. I just wish they hadn't made it a holo. Why did they have to like make it a holo? The other two were uncommons. That makes no sense.
Yeah, they made Flareon, which was better.
It's
than
pretty, I
uncommon.
don't know.
Kyrium, nope.
Magical shot! Magical shot!
Kyrium EX. Okay, before we talk about this, how bad this card is, can we just appreciate the name of Ice Caliber of the second attack?
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's not grim good, which is probably for the best. Otherwise, Jake will just
Ice Caliber.
I like Ice Caliber as a name.
Yeah.
But that's as far as it goes with this card. There's
Glaciate is like cool, but it was cool.
Why not use Noivern? Noivern's better.
Yeah, Noivern's probably better.
Yeah, Glaciate was cool when it was on a 130 HP non-EX basic, unlike this 180 HP EX. It's just not really worth. I think we can just move on from that one quite quickly.
It was good when you could use Electrode Brain.
Yes,
Dude,
yes,
actually,
it was.
you're all missing this. In Expanded, Archie's Blastoise, right? You play 4 of the Noble Victories Kyurem and 4 of the Kyurem EX, just in case you can't glaciate enough.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Right. You'll need to, though, because you need to glaciate so many times to take 6 prizes.
Yeah. So you actually do need to.
All right.
Lugia EX.
This is like, I was gonna say, this is the one card when it was revealed, sort of things happened. The feelings stirred up inside.
Nick's pants literally ripped in half when he saw this card.
He got a nosebleed.
Basically,
Candles were lit.
Yeah.
I remember as this card was revealed. Let me set the scene for you. Nick and I were sat sipping our lovely cups of tea, and then all of a sudden I went, is it raining? Oh no, that's snow. Oh, that's snow coming down. It was Nick's semen. It was his semen.
That's how happy Nick was.
Nick loves Lugia.
Yeah. It's so nice that it's a usable card.
It is. It's Mewtwo, but it doesn't have that psychic weakness, so no Lugia wars going on.
It's got no, like, it doesn't hit anything super effectively. But I noticed Mewtwo kind of at the end of its life wasn't really doing that anyway.
No, also, well, just generally speaking, I think we can all agree it's something that, you know, in the decks that want to run a one of Mewtwo, because it is something that felt like popularity, but decks may want to start doing that again. It's the options there at least, and also the second attack is a lot better than Mewtwo's second attack because it can clear stadiums, which can be quite devastating.
Luke Lurker may disagree with you there.
I kind of disagree with that. I thought the Mewtwo's second attack was really good, especially with like Dimensional Valley.
Luke Lurker made a deck with just pure Psychic with Dimensional Valley, and he used.
I played against it. It was really good.
It's not that Side Drive is bad, but Deep Hurricane is a lot better still.
Don't forget, it's still a 4 energy cost, which is big.
I like it as a finisher in Mega Manectric because Mega Manectric can't hit for like the final
big lot of damage. Yeah.
And if you put a Muscle Band on this, I mean, I wouldn't. My Mega Manectric deck only plays 1, so it probably doesn't really fit. But like, if you put a couple of Muscle Band in a Manectric deck, this can hit for like 170 out.
It could be a good finisher. You wouldn't see this anything else but probably Mega Manectric and even Aromatisse, probably.
Aromatisse make good use of this, yeah.
I think you'd put 1 in Aromatisse because it depends how you're running it, but if you're running it with Toads or whatever, you play DC anyway. But
in any case, I think it's a quite solid card, and we'll see play in stuff just by the very nature of what it is.
I think it could actually like rip through people just because.
Definitely.
I mean, the only problem with it compared to like how it used to be is that there's no N, so you can't end someone to 1 and then just keep hitting them with Lugia.
That's true.
But at the same time, it won't be easy for them to mount response because it's not that they can respond with their own Lugia and hit for weakness and KO.
That's true.
But yeah, also like the full art is probably like one of the nicest looking cards in the whole set. Just no personal bias, obviously, but it's just
Hurricane.
Deep Hurricane, I'm sure you do, Jake.
Of course you do, Jake. All right,
especially after the Plasma Lugia, the full art just didn't look that great. Anyway, yeah, Ampharos, Mega Ampharos.
Right.
Okay. Rob loves Ampharos, so he has a bias.
Mega Ampharos it is a fabulous looking Pokemon. I mean, there's a L'Oreal Locks right there.
And it's
there you go.
Hey! I'm gonna actually bring this up on the big screen.
I like Mega Ampharos, but so it's just not playable right now. I think it's really good. You can choose to paralyze it. It's not on the flip, which most paralyzed effects are. Even though you do 30 damage to yourself, to choose that your opponent's Pokemon is paralyzed.
The Protection Cube. Oh wait, it needs a Spirit Link. Okay.
You know, generally, what I think the problem with this card is, I think this card does too much damage for paralyzing. I think that's actually the problem with it. It's just hilarious to think about, but.
If its attack was like 2 lightning and it
2 lightning or 1 colorless, it could probably see. There is that Magna Zone coming out next set, which we'll talk about next set.
2 lightning and a colorless would still be too much.
I think if it had another attack it could use, then maybe. But it's just
or something.
It's just It's
Yeah.
for 4 energy.
Like the fact is, actually, I'm not sure about the thing about it doing too much damage. I'm not sure I agree with, but like, if it hits, basically, if you're in a format full of megas, I'd actually quite like this card because what you can do is paralyze one turn, kill with bats next turn,
and then do it again. Yeah.
Then paralyze the next thing and then kill with bats.
But there are non mega things still around though, so that's where the issue lies.
And there's another issue. I've never seen a mega deck with bats yet. Do you know what? Clunk
City.
That wouldn't really work much anyway.
No.
Like, I'm doing 170 to a mega. You need to get a lot out to kill a mega after that.
And it's 4 energy, so yeah, it wouldn't really work.
So moving on, we have obviously the 3 shiny megas from this set. I think we're not going to bother talking about the Garden Kyogre because they're both really terrible because they all have they're all just shiny versions of the ones from the original releases.
Actually, I'd like to talk about the Kyogre a little bit.
Okay.
I think you can get away with
Well, are we talking about Rayquaza or Kyogre now?
We're talking about Rayquaza now, but I'm saying in general, I don't think the other ones are worth much mention.
you can get away with running one of these because here's an example. This can work. Like against Mega Electric, you want to run the Dragon Baby, and then say you take a 110. This doesn't need to be the first evolution. It can evolve later. Heal that all off. If you have your Altaria out, you can then survive another hit as well.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I like the most out of all 3 for the same reason. I think it's the most viable one because you don't always need Delta Evolution, and having the healing option there is quite nice.
Okay.
Sceptile.
Now we come on to the sweet ass card.
One of the most probably like.
You want to go to
what we're going to probably see most within the next set of league challenges and the one regionals we get before the next set.
You want to go to the non-full art?
The non-full art, we'll go for it, yeah.
So that we can see it. I mean, it looks really cool. Actually, the full art looks really cool.
I prefer that art.
Okay.
I think they both look nice, but anyway, actually, about the card itself.
I mean,
prevent all effects of your Pokemon's abilities.
Yeah, so
very
Delta
nice
as well. That's always a nice bonus.
it's so hard for so much to kill this. You can't
Yeah.
add that damage. You can't do stuff like that. And you can turn 1, evolve it with Plant Forest. Without Spirit Link, because you don't need to attack turn 1.
It makes it
Yeah.
very, very decent.
But if you wanted to attack, you can attack turn 1 because of the cheap energies. Because it only one grass and one colorless got a mega turbo, and if you do attack your first turn, not only you're doing 100 damage, you can attach to your bench up to 2 Pokemon with 2, or the same Pokemon with 2 grass energies. So that could be a potential 4 energies on the board in 1 turn, which is crazy.
I think a lot of it, I think we also already know the ways in this card is good, but if I've seen like I'm coming off as the negative one on all of these, and normally it's the opposite. But the one thing I don't like, and because we've all playtested this deck, and we've seen how it can function. The one thing I don't like about it is the fact that you can't attach grass from your hand to the active. So you can't. It'd be really cool if you do some sort of strategy where you're tanking damage with Mega Sceptile, and then you do Jagged Saber, you heal, and the next turn you can energy switch to power up another one. But it just seems like, especially with the 2 retreat costs, you're forced to have maybe the AZ or the switch or any one of these actually switching cards to actually switch between and get the benefit from the healing from Jagged Saber.
No, it's cool. If this takes damage, right, and it's active, you retreat it, you put the other Sceptile active, and you energy retrieve it.
Yeah.
But you only play like 1 energy retrieval in that deck, don't you?
Well, you can play
more. I've not really tested this deck at all, to be honest, but I think the idea is really cool. You can actually get away with Muscle Band most of the time.
I think a big problem with the card is that 100 just isn't enough sometimes.
Yeah, the damage-wise.
It's very underwhelming.
On Megas, like in the mirror, this is a horrible mirror.
This is why you need to pair it with Dragonite.
You can't use a Gyarados.
I'm not joking. This is amazing with Dragonite. I promise you.
The Furious Fist Dragonite.
Dragonite Mega Sceptile coming to a league challenge near you.
So you heard it here first, folks.
It was a regional we played at. We both top 4'd. And I came second at another city.
Not with Mega Sceptile, though.
No, but with Mega Electric and Virizion. Virizion was a bad Mega Sceptile in a sense.
Yeah, it's
One thing I really like about the card that they did is that they gave it 220 HP.
yeah, that's
which
really
means
solid. It means that
Mega
Mega
Ray
Ray needs a
Quasar
full
needs a
bench.
full bench, which is really hard now that eggs are gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that batter too. I think we can all agree again, solid card, but we'll see how it ends up actually performing.
I think okay, go back to Septar.
Yeah.
I think it's like I like to touch kids' face as well. Anyway, go forward.
All right, I'm glad we could talk about that.
Mega Tyranitar.
Can we call this the most overrated Megaran, or at least maybe even the most
Is it
overrated EX in
overrated?
the whole
I
set?
don't think this is. I think this is underrated.
All right, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
Well, once again, this Pokemon can have 2 tool cards attached to it.
I
On
think
this, it's a negative. Sorry, is that what you're going to say, Jake?
no, I actually like the 2 tools. Like, I think Hard Charm's a big deal.
Double head rigger.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ben.
No.
So loud.
Because if you play this piece of shit, right, you put so many you have to play loads of tools and Eco Arm because you want to Hard Charm this and make it have 260. 260 is a tank. Even Lucario can't deal with that shit.
Why would I have 260 if you got 2 hard charms?
You put 1 Hard Charm in the Spirit Link, you still want to attack
Oh,
with it.
right, okay.
Like, pairing this with Baby Yveltal, that puts the little bits of damage. Not that great, but I mean, it does. It makes this attack do 290.
I think one of the surprising things about this card was not only does it do 110 damage, plus then it's 60 damage, but you would have thought it's 60 plus each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's actually 2 damage counters, and that's already at 230 damage.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
And that
think
was
the
No,
total.
but it's like you never see stuff like that. You might see 110
Yeah.
yeah, but
I
like,
do agree. The attack is
plus
absurd.
10, but not plus 60.
There's a
Right.
little problem though. You have to use Baby Yveltal to like help power it up.
the problem with the card as well, I think, is that when people see a card like this, they see the potential of how much damage it can do. But in this game, you just don't need to.
You don't need that much
No,
damage.
You don't need to
it's
do
actually too
300
much,
damage
yeah.
every turn. There's no real reason for that. much
Also,
more
I
damage.
would argue this is an argument that was positioned by someone. I think it was Luke Burke, in fact, who was talking about this. For the same effort it takes to power this up, you can just power up a Primal Groudon instead, which has like a much better ancient trait and an attack which is just as good, and in fact, arguably better because it does enough damage, but it also discards stadiums.
It's
But
more consistent than 200.
you can't Hard Charm and Spirit Link it, Nick, can you?
No, I guess not. Sorry, but
When was the last time a Groudon deck ever played a Spirit Link?
bad ones.
The game I commentated at Nationals.
Seniors, dude. What's the point?
Right, Machamp EX. I see a bit of potential.
I've seen people playing this on PTCGO.
I just don't really get it.
Well,
I mean, it can like one-shot stuff with Ariados. That's pretty much all like it is. Like, but even then, yeah.
What?
But,
That does 170
160, and then 170 Redos.
with the poison, yeah. But
Yeah.
170 is cool, but that's not one shot.
A muscle band.
I think though the first attack is really good though, because especially
yeah,
if Sceptile,
I've been caught out by the first attack a couple of times actually.
exactly, it does 20 times the number of damage counters on this Pokemon. Now we see Pokemon like Sceptile coming in right now. Mega Sceptile, that's doing 100 damage, 110 with Ariados. That's if it decides to attack, that's going to get KO'd the next turn.
Don't use the Ariados. You hit it for 100. They hit you back for 200. You don't die.
I know, but I'm saying if you play Muscle Band with this though, so and you play your own Ariados, obviously it doesn't
Like focus
Mega
search as
Sceptile.
Oh,
well.
Yeah, okay. I can accept. I like focus. I mean, it can run focus. That's not so bad.
So
And it has,
you-
obviously, it has access to all the other fighting tools that we have, like
you're
Stadium,
not.
Strong, that sort of stuff.
I don't know.
Go on.
And for 2 energy, this is for 2 energy. Remember?
I was just going to say it's 2 energy costs, so you can see it coming.
But like, I mean, I think the cool thing about this card is like it's not, depending on the deck, it's not really easy to deal with in one turn.
Yeah.
And then it can utilize that one turn of you not knocking it out, and it does a lot of damage with the first
Yeah.
attack.
And power up another Machamp in the process.
Yeah.
Exactly, because it's just got such a cheap energy cost.
And you can just use it with stuff like Howlucha anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put this in the current like Lucario Bats deck.
Yeah. I
No,
don't
it
think
needs
it's
to be its
amazing,
own
but
thing.
I think it's amazing, but it's
I
definitely
think weirdly enough, it would have to be its own deck, and
It makes your opponent have a second thought of what they want to do.
yeah. And that second thought is, why the fuck am I playing against Machamp?
yeah. Why am I playing against Machamp?
The second thought is hit the concede button and play against a real deck.
Oh,
Oh, hold on.
Remember-
No, whoa, hold on. We can't skip past Epic Splash.
I really like the fact that Magikarp has evolved from just having Splash. And
It's now an Epic Splash, which, see, I thought the other Magikarp was better since it could potentially do 200 plus damage. And that's
By
an
the way-
Epic Splash.
Hey guys, what I like about this Magikarp, right, is if you put a single energy on a Joltik and Gnaw, you need Muscle Band to kill it. Broken.
it's pretty strong.
So broken, we're skipping to Manama.
Thing is, like,
okay,
Magikarps can splash over mountains as well. Like, how intense is that?
That's pretty intense.
I think there's
no.
a word on this card which
It's a
describes
terrible.
what this
This
card
appeared
is.
in the game. Trash Tentacle, entangling control. Adam kept talking about how he was an entangling controlling.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going, so we're moving on.
Yes, thank you, Rob, for that one.
Not very good.
This card is so good in a pre-release.
Act tough, though. Act tough.
In a pre-release for one dark, you do 30. That's really
30
good.
for what?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Just move on. But
Metagross.
Oh my
Everyone's
God,
favourite
please.
cards, because
Yes.
everyone pulls these in packs at the moment.
So-
Oh, it has the Vanillux
Yeah,
ability.
it's escape rope and an ability.
yeah.
That's kind of cool. Because
Yeah.
Marvel's back.
yeah.
And
it's
then
For a tree, and it's a stage 2.
and this
and it's-
attack, discard all metal, you can do 80 more.
Oh,
Ah,
That's great.
Oh, wait.
With those bronze
Wait.
arms.
whoa, that's insane. Because, right, you can put Steel Shelter down on a Riodos, and this does 170. Oh my god.
oh my god.
Yeah, skip.
Coming to a regionals near you.
If this wins a regionals, though, like,
I'm killing myself.
some kid with a DCE and 2 metals and bronzong is just going to win a regional. Because you can put it to the bench and then attach it and then put it active again.
If this, okay, put it this way. If that attack was on a basic,
Okay, it'd be broken, I'd say, nearly.
I don't know. I think you'd
What,
put
with
one
that with that ability?
No. Just the attack. Just the attack.
Okay.
The ability would be way too good on a basic.
Right,
Wait,
moving
this-
on.
If the attack was on a basic, then maybe.
Right, next one. Two
Oh
tools.
my God.
Gun Stomp.
This is
Okay.
the card that Nick was about to play against.
Yeah. The person earlier who was filling up their hand. That's what they were using.
Oh, really?
No,
Okay, moving on.
bad card.
Oddish,
Oh.
we need for a card coming up near the end of the A to
Oddish
Z.
is cool. You could do
Look
20.
how cute the artwork
How are we
is,
only up
though.
to P?
Go back to the Oddish. Look how cute it is. That artwork.
That is pretty cute.
That's adorable.
All right.
Oh, it dies. It doesn't die to Rapid Ash Wide Lens. That's
Yeah.
worth pointing out.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Go back to the Persian.
Whoa. There's nothing there. Can we just go
Okay.
straight to the Polygon?
Crap, move on.
Look through your deck. Shuffle your deck.
That's so
Okay.
mean.
Okay, you may laugh, but this is actually an important tech in Vespi Quentin, because first turn you can data check and then stack your deck and then keep playing
Or you
again.
can just ultra ball or level ball.
Yeah, but you might not get that.
Oh, Ben.
Sorry,
Are you
God.
actually for real?
You play 4 Porygon just so you start with it, just so
Ben,
you
you
can
know
stack your
what's
deck.
You know what's funny? I do remember Ben saying in Team Cake Chat, Porygon and Vespiquen, but
Yeah.
I didn't know what Porygon did.
You get to unstack your deck turn 1 guaranteed. Like,
Oh my God.
you just need an energy.
Porygon Z.
Polygon Z. Size between counter what?
So, no, bad player playing Seismitoad counter.
Okay. Just put all your energy.
There was like an Archie's equivalent for normal Pokemon. This would be hilarious to play.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
there is,
I would.
It's just not
And-
good.
and annoyingly, like, what would they call it? Like, Juniper's, like, giant gaping hole. I like that. Juniper's giant vagina.
This new Polygon, So it's got the Claydol effect, but it does it to your Pokemon. It
Yeah.
could be seen with like Crobats.
No,
I think it's pretty cool.
it's
I
terrible.
think it's a nice idea, but for a stage 2,
It feels like if they made a card like this, they must be thinking of something in the future. I hope.
You'd
yeah.
I'm going to give too much credit to the designer guys at Pokemon Card Lab.
Well, go back. Can we all at least appreciate this artwork?
Oh, it's very nice.
Oh yeah, it's a very nice artwork.
Look at that motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm
Can
going to
you
miss...
do this?
Because the ancient traits, they're going to go away with the next set, aren't they? I'm going to miss them.
Yeah, the cards for them look really nice.
Yeah. This is complete... This is, like, so trash. It's
Never
unbelievably
use this
trash.
over the other Groudon. Never, ever.
Let's ignore this trash one.
Yeah.
Kyogre, I reckon this could be used.
Right. Nick earlier said he only thinks the Ray's playable. It depends on how you build Kyogre, but I believe you should definitely put one of these in, because the whole point is after the first primal should be your normal primal that you attach to and you hard charm and all that stuff. But however, after that you just move 2 energy. And then you move 2 energy again, then you move the 2 energy back. Like, okay, there's no Keldeo and whatever anymore, so you don't ever play that deck. But if this was like expanded or something with Kyogre, you should definitely play one because you heal like shit.
I hadn't kind of considered that, actually. Okay, I'll give you that one. Yeah.
I still disagree.
I still think it's bad because Kyogre's bad right now.
Yeah, that's the big issue, I guess.
Problem is with that though is that if you're putting the energy on the bench, how's the bench one taking damage before you primal?
I don't know.
But I was figuring that as well.
No, hold on. You sack that. You basically sack it, like, as in let it take a couple of attacks.
Okay.
You can primal this one. That's actually kind of a cool thing. This is like your wall in that deck, I guess.
But you could also just, rough seas over time.
Yeah, but you can rough seas and primal.
Okay.
Heal 30, then heal more. Yeah,
Nick,
yeah.
How long have you been recorded for, by the way?
Oh, wow.
We're getting up to 50 minutes now.
Okay, you have to try and cut bits out.
I think it's okay in that deck. Like, I think it's kind of your wall.
This card! Look at it!
Look at that! Look at
Oh my god!
that Quagsire is having so much fun.
I have never seen a card with so much enthusiasm.
Holy shit, guys! I think we've got something here. Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon, Quagsire.
All right. Can we maybe agree best artwork in the set?
Oh no, there's so many good arts in this set. You got this, you got the Gyarados, you got Hooper, Lugia. There's like loads of good ones.
I think this can be for a different episode. Our art sessions, Pokemon art sessions.
This gets my vote
for now, but there might be something better. But yeah.
We can come back to it at the end of the video.
Yeah. Magical.
This is quite cute. Shut up, God. You see that you've just made it from cute to uncute. Okay, rejoice.
This card.
Okay, basically, you pair this with Mega Manectric, you hit for 110,
and then you win.
and you kill an EX, and then you can't be killed by an EX. If you run like, I think even Mega Manectric, even running like 2 or 3, probably doesn't mean you beat like Lucario bats kind of things, because they can still Lysander Manectrics, and you're bound to put them down. So,
but it's definitely a 1-2 to have in your Mega Manectric decks, because it's still Vespiquen, there's still Crobat, but
basically when I played Mega Manectric, Garb, and Water techs for Worlds, but basically when I saw Regice and Hexmaniac, I just literally replaced the water stuff with Regice and Garbs with Hexmaniac, and now I have the same deck. About N and Chorus. That really upset me.
But no, this card is like really, really, really good. I think I'll actually probably eventually see something play in something other than Mega Manectric. But...
Yeah, because don't forget it's got the first attack still, because you can always stall for time with a nice paralyzed head.
No, Team Cake does not endorse stalling for time in official tournaments.
Stall for time. I didn't mean stall. I meant to stall for just for yourself to get the cards, just so you don't get KO'd.
Yeah,
no, it's just a very, very good card. There's just really nothing else to say about it.
It's better when Floatstone comes out though, because I get annoyed by that free retreat.
I was gonna say like the reason I don't like this card so much, like as much as you guys do right now, is because there's no float stone.
Yeah. The thing that I often do though is I retreat it and then put 2 energy back on, and then attach 1 from hand. So that's always fun.
And then they get it back out, and they just like get 3 crushing heads, and then you cry in the corner.
Who plays
Well, no,
Crushing?
if they're doing Crushing Hammer on the Regice, then you just attach it with a Turbo Bolt.
No, I said you let Sandra out active. They can't retreat.
One other thing, where this is a bit different to Suicune, as I have to call it. I can't say Suicune like I normally do. And where this is different is basically it's targetable from the start against something like Lucario.
Yeah. And it's such a horrible thing to start off with.
Yeah, so it doesn't defend you quite as much as
But
probably.
it's
On
not
the
shot,
other
it's
side.
not shot off by Hexmaniac Assignment Lab.
Yeah.
That's true. However, basically, I'm more or less drop switch in a lot of decks. Any decks that play EXs, unless they can handle Regice easily, and I've gone for escape rope because you can escape rope Lysander this, and
Yeah, it's a way of dealing with it.
that's one way you can win a sort of mirror match as well with it.
So sorry, Ben, did you want to say something?
Oh no,
Okay.
Hopefully, no one copies that.
dude, Regirock, I love this card.
Yeah, I think this card's really good as well. Yeah.
It's got
This set,
one
though,
Mega Manectric.
Yeah, you'd have to play it in a sort of turbo deck.
Yeah.
You can't play it in fighting. There's no point.
But
Have
you can
to be
very
fair.
easily one-shot EXs because again, it has also access to like any fighting Pokemon. You just think all the the damage boosters it gets just makes it a lot better. That's what's really
That's
cool about it.
what I was like.
I've not really thought about it too much, but yeah, having like strong muscle band.
I don't think you play in a deck with strong energy and muscle band though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I just play Howlucha and Lucario. Like,
But can we just appreciate once again the name of the attack? Unyielding Rock. I think this set has got probably some of the best names I've seen in a while.
I will admit, all our fans, Team Cake has shown each of our members have shown each other our own unyielding rocks, and well, except
We have
Rob.
done some rock throws.
Yeah,
Right.
we've done some rock throws. Else.
right.
Wait, why is there 3?
I was gonna say with this card, I think if you're in a meta with a lot of Mega Manectric, you can make your own Mega Manectric and this deck instead of Regice.
Yeah,
And I think
It all
it's
depends on the
strong.
meta, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very good tech for the mirror.
a really
But just
good card to not forget you own.
Register?
Also good, I think, but probably not as good.
I think it's cool because you can discard energy, and I like doing that.
Yeah,
So,
it's a very
You
game-winning
could
effect
discard
against a lot of
energy
decks.
with his Forbidden Iron Hammer.
However,
Oh my God.
Ironhead I think is broken
That
because
name.
it can do unlimited Forbidden Iron Hammer. Ironhead can do unlimited damage. I mean, it never does.
It's got Iron Head and Forbidden Iron Hammer.
Again, Team Cake has shown. We've all shown each other our Forbidden Iron Hammers,
And our Iron Heads.
and well, the Iron, yeah,
But have we shown each other our resist?
the Forbidden Iron Hammer.
Have we shown each other our resistance blizzards?
Well, I've shown you mine.
Can we not do this?
Next card.
Okay, basically.
Relicam.
Whoa! Go back.
No, Relicam.
Go back.
Is it something serious?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think this is the weakest of the Reggies.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think so too. But even then, it's still okay. So all 3 of them are
Still
probably,
not bad rare, I guess.
yeah,
I think
exactly.
they're all surprisingly okay.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Deep
definitely.
Search it's another good name. Deep Sea Search.
Mhm.
It's like you dive right in and into a vagina and you're
Right.
searching.
Yeah.
I think it's a shame.
card.
Wait, go back. I think it's a shame that sort of cards like this aren't like sort of utility attackers that you could use maybe like turn 1 aren't as prevalent as much in the game.
Well,
And
you
you-
can't attack going first. That's the main
Yeah, that's
thing
what I'm
about it.
saying.
It's like that used to be okay. I mean, I remember a Relicamp that put something in the Lost Zone, right?
Yeah, and you drew 3 cards.
Mhm.
That was really cool.
I played that card. I remember it.
So I missed that stuff like that's gone from the format, and it's just like turn 1 pass or turn 1 do like 100 damage with how
Yeah, no, it's not like setting up. There's no playground.
There's no clever.
Yeah.
no shuffle your hand into your deck every turn for 10 turns.
Exactly. Until you wake up, finally.
Mm-hmm.
Rotom.
Oh, okay. I'm going to admit something here, right? It was yesterday that I realized this is the word motor backwards.
Oh, no way! I did not know that.
Yes, I'm not a retard.
I never realised that. That's
Yes.
really cool.
Oh, that's...
I noticed that. I was like, oh.
But Jake, did you know Eevee backwards is Eevee?
Can I just point out
That's
that
insane.
this card with red card, and when you get 3 guaranteed heads because you're Adam Hawkins, your opponent down to 1 card.
It's like
Yeah.
Enter One all over again.
The problem is that one card they have is Shaman.
But it's not
Or
if you're Adam.
Sycamore.
Oh, wait. But you play Silent Lab as well. Oh, my God.
We've broken the format, guys.
Just
Make sure you can put
Coming
3 heads
to
out.
a
Can we please
world
move on? My
near
brain
you.
hurts.
We've broken the format so many times.
New Sableye, guys. New actual Sableye.
This is the card that Jake thought beat Primal Groudon because you could copy their team flare plan.
Oh,
Which is not...
Sam thought beat Primal Groudon.
No, you didn't you?
No.
You
No,
thought
that was me, Ben.
Oh, was it you? Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not a terrible card. Bewitching Eyes. Choose a support card from your opponent's discard pile and use it as the effect of this attack.
Basically, there's a certain lock deck we have, which people who know of the deck will know of. Otherwise, we're not telling you. And it has it basically has utility in helping you draw out of awful situations by copying your opponent's supporter, and it can help you Lysander Groudon, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Primal Groudon. Otherwise, not that good.
What is that? It's second attack. How bad is that?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
That's bad.
That should be 1 dark energy.
Yeah.
That should... Oh, yeah. Or the first attack being a colorless and the second one being the dark, yeah.
Sorry, I just had to point that out. Go ahead.
Sceptile. Obviously, we need this for Mega Sceptile, as we discussed earlier.
You know what you really need this for, right? So you've got Beautifly and you've got Vileplume. And Beautifly stops all the EXs, right? And a lot of non-EXs, they have 130, 140 HP. So with the Riodos, you do Unseen Claw.
And then you win.
Yeah.
And then
you win.
Honestly,
Just like
no
that.
one has beaten me with that shit yet.
That works on Vespiquen really well.
Oh yeah, but who cares?
Because you can't poison the Vespiquen.
Who cares about Vespiquen? You muscle band Whirlwind them.
Oh, okay.
I think it's really good also. I think the first attack is
Dude, they
quite
can't
good.
set up because they can't play trainers' mails and all their battle compressors because you get turn 1 Vileplume every fucking game. And you get a turn 1 Beautifly. There's been literally half the games I've played with the deck. I've got turn 1 Beautifly and turn 1 Vileplume.
Well, then you're just a sacky piece of shit, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I've never drawn well in my life except the few games I have.
The problem with the first attack on this is that it's not laser. You have to get heads for them to be asleep.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would have been a lot better to guarantee a poison, and if heads, it's asleep.
Yeah, but fuck that.
I'm with Jake.
Yeah, but at least it's an attack.
And yeah, it does damage, and it breaks through Focus Sash.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Do you know what else breaks Focus Sash?
Yeah, you probably
Ariados.
Yeah.
In case you can't set up Ariados.
One final thing I'll say about this is that I used to think that the Pro Sceptile was the better one to play, but so I think about it more. This is probably the better one to evolve into a Mega Sceptile. I think the attacks are
Promo Sceptile is still good, right? Because what you do is you play Beedrill and you hit them, and then you go into free retreat, right? Because you're playing Vileplume as well. Then you go into the Agility Sceptile, which has Trick Coin on it somehow under Vileplume. And then you have 75%. You knock them out because you do damage. Then you have 75% chance that they do nothing to you.
Yeah.
Best deck.
Oh, go back though.
Yeah, Rob, what are you doing? That looks so cool.
I think a problem that Mega Sceptile may have had was dealing with sort of 130 HP basics.
Yeah.
Which this deals with quite nicely because it does 130.
Yeah, it's a way maybe you can get a quick kill on a Regice before it attacks, for example.
Yeah. Especially the way you play the deck, putting a Sceptile down and attaching to it, it's fine. Because you can just, you could Mega it that turn if you wish as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so that's...
Yeah, you can AZ, pick it up and put it down, attack, then Mega, everything like that. It's really good.
Yeah, let's move on.
We need this for obviously our neutral deck, our good deck.
You do need this for liquid.
Is that the worst attack as well? The melt for 2 different color energy.
Oh god, that's really bad.
Just use double dragon, yeah.
I know, but
Oh my god, guys, we're missing something. You can get this with level ball and heavy ball.
why? Why is it
expanded?
Why does it use fairy energy?
Oh my god, you're missing
Because it's
something
very
else.
type.
You're missing something else. In
Is it
expanded,
not?
Gabite can get this as well.
It's
Oh my
dragon.
god, broken.
I thought it was
Wow.
Dragon Fairy.
It's not, is it?
Oh shit! Double dragon!
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what Rob said.
Beautiful.
All right, can we move on?
Right, skip. Go on.
Spinarak we need for Ariados.
Yeah,
So
it's the only one available. So.
Or it's actually also a good attack.
Yeah, the attack is cool. It's actually viable.
Tyranitar.
The Tyranitar is really trash, actually. I don't like either of the
Really bad.
I
attacks.
don't like it.
Yeah.
Hammer in is a funny name.
That's great.
Break ground.
Yeah, but the basic is just really, really trash. Like, the
You know
mega's
what I like
okay,
about
yeah.
this card? I like they didn't make it. It doesn't look like a dark Pokemon card. Like they could have made it like.
I hate when they do that shit. You know, how
No,
many
I
times
don't. I just think it's
Hackers
really
got
nice.
this Fairy.
No, Tarachi though is the worst because you always
Oh
think
my
it's
God.
psychic.
And it's because it's typing is. Go back, dude.
Why?
There's nothing more to discuss.
No. There's one more thing I want to say about this. Right. So the break ground doing 10 to each of your Pokemon. If you play this with that retaliation Gyarados, you can hit all your.
Okay, no,
Alright, let's
God.
move on from that.
unknown.
That was not a worthwhile anecdote, Jake. We're up to an hour because of this shit.
unknown.
This is really cool. Also, I really like that it's kind of not broken with Focus Sash, but it's really nice. Like
With Focus Dash.
I keep mixing up those two. Sacred Ash.
Oh, right.
Like in Vespiquen, you can put back 3 of these, a Combi and a Vespiquen. If you play the Plant Forest, you can evolve the Vespiquen in one go, and you can just discard all 3 of these again while drawing. So
It's a pretty strong card.
yeah, it's pretty strong.
Can I disagree with that?
No,
No, I'm going to. Here's why. Okay, no, I have sound logic behind this. So this card is essentially a blank, right? When you play it and then you discard it to draw, you're drawing a card that you would have drawn anyway if the unknown wasn't there. So surely shuffling them back in with Sacred Ash
I
doesn't
disagree with
actually
that.
change
I completely
anything.
disagree.
No, because
It's like thinning your deck
to,
down.
You have to
Yeah.
shuffle 5 Pokemon back, Nick.
yeah, and they're the best things to shuffle back, and it's a draw card off Level Ball and Ultra Ball. Like, so it's not just a blank in a deck. It's
Okay, no, guys, hear me out. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that shuffling them back into the deck with Sacred Ash doesn't make much sense.
Why
That's
not?
all the only point I was making.
Nick, you have to shuffle 5 cards back.
5 in.
You have to. If you have 5, you have to.
Yeah, of course you have to, but surely you'd have like
so you
other
shuffle
stuff.
these. Why would you shuffle other stuff?
What would else?
They're in your discard for a reason, Nick.
Oh, okay, so you're saying that you shuffle them back in just because they're the easiest things to get back in there.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess. But still, like, if you're
They
playing
still
it,
draw.
yeah.
No.
But,
Also, they're not only the easiest things to get back in there, but when you draw into them, you are just drawing another card instead of that, and they go in the discard. As opposed to if you drew another like Eevee, it doesn't.
Yeah.
If you draw an Eevee and you wouldn't get
It
another
just does
card as well.
nothing. This does something. This can get you more cards. It's like a deck thinner.
The
Yeah,
other thing,
that's
the
the other
other
thing.
thing that's nice about it is that you can leave it on your bench and choose when to draw it. So you can draw it after a Juniper,
That's true.
after a Birch.
I think I might just maybe. I
So
might be
you
doing a little
kind
bit too much of the Yu-Gi-Oh mentality because I keep thinking of like Upstart Goblin, which is a card that just lets you draw 1 card and essentially means you're playing with a 37 card deck. And I'm thinking of this in the same way.
Wait, Upstart Complete. Don't you gain 1,000 life points too? Or is that your opponent?
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
the opponent game, that's irrelevant. I'm saying it has the same sort of logic here. You're playing with a deck which is like X cards smaller because.
But that's actually kind of what you want to do sometimes with Vespiquen, is 1 X of those cards in the discard pile. So actually,
With Vespiquen, you want your deck to just be
Yeah.
useful cards.
if you started 56, if you had 56 card deck and 4 Pokemon in the discard pile with Vespiquen, you'd be very happy.
Because all you want with Vespiquen is a DCE to attack with and enough stuff in the discard, and then maybe some power cards like Lysander or Hex Maniac or something.
I think
And,
the
like-
ultimate point I'm trying to get across is that I'm not expressing this properly, but I'm not. Again, this is a really good card. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just like sort of questioning a little bit the sort of nature of playing in a way like that. Just
like-
move on. It's not worth discussing further. Just
Well, no, hold on. Like Ben said as well, you can actually play it after the supporter to draw the extra cards, so you can pick when to draw the card. Drawing it before the sport, you might draw a card that is useless at that moment. You'd have to discard it. It might be useful after the sport or for the next turn.
Yes, it's definitely a card you have to play properly in any case.
So
It's not
it's
something
not
that's just,
really just a blank, in my opinion.
One more thing I really like
You're
about
focusing
this.
too much on that point. When I say it's a blank, I don't mean that it's bad or that it doesn't do anything for you. All I'm saying is that it's like one less card in your deck, so it doesn't make it. I'm not going to go through this again. Just
It's cool. It's cool because that's good investment point.
Well, that's a good thing, investment point. That's what I
Ben
said.
had one more point.
If you in expanded, you can chorus for 20 with this card. Chorus for 60 and then discard 4 unknown. How insane
yes,
is
you
that?
can. That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's a good point. That was a good point.
I also like also it's quite cool that they made it. It has to be on the bench as well.
Yeah. I think starting with it is kind of annoying. This
They
is
probably,
the weakest.
It's just,
yeah, it's the same as the others.
What's
All-
it?
everything weak to- nothing's weak to water right now.
Yeah,
No.
it's not very
this
good.
would have been so nice in like Flareon though, because you
Yeah.
could hit Landorus for weakness.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing.
Landorus just destroys.
I found him. In my experience, you didn't really need it against Landorus.
I think in expanded, Flareon will play this.
Yeah,
No, I found it.
No,
You didn't need it.
I don't think what's sweet to water and expanded.
Landorus,
just
who wants to play
Landorus.
that?
Just Landorus.
Landorus isn't still played, is it?
Yeah,
It probably would be played in
No, I don't think
expanded.
it's enough in expanded. There's
I
too
think
many.
it is. Like you got whole Lucha Bats, and then you just take Landorus in it.
I'm not
It's a
sure.
solid deck.
It's good enough in expanded.
I mean, also in expanded, there's Archeops, which destroys this card.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd play
Unless
Wally, I
you
guess.
play
I mean,
Eevee, you play Water Energy.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, you actually have to do stuff like. But I don't see the point because like unless the Landorus has a focus dash, like no, the Landorus will have a focus dash or not. If it doesn't, you can hit 180. If
Yeah,
it doesn't,
there's no real need to. There's also Bangle in Unlimited. I mean, in expanded. So just more damage. You don't really need this. There's no Mega that's weak to water. That's good.
that's
Not
kind of
yet.
Entei, man, Entei.
What, Mega Entei?
Oh wait, Mega, yeah, no.
No, Mega Houndoom. That's coming out soon.
Oh
There you
man, no, the Mega Charizards aren't weak to it. Okay, I don't get this card.
They're not
No,
weak to water.
no, not worth talking about.
They're not weak to water, are they? No, it's fine.
No.
You know who does like this card a lot? Luke Saban. He was talking to me about this.
What
like,
is he on about?
Is he bullshitting you again?
No, I don't think he is this time. He said like he thought that both Espicons were good, but he thought that this one was also, as in, this one was also
Right.
okay.
Just-
Right.
No. This is the main Vesper.
Go
Yeah,
on.
it is the main good one.
Okay, now I have a big problem with this card, right? So I have a phobia of bees. So I can probably never play this deck. However, the thing is, a friend of mine who he knows Pokemon, but he's never played a tournament or anything. He kind of wants to get into the game. I've told him about the community and and how it's so toxic. And but yeah, basically, he really likes the sound of getting into it. He's played me a couple of times, and he knows what to do with the decks. And then if there's certain things you don't do against certain decks, he figures that out very quick. And this is the deck I'm making for him, basically, because it's not incredibly straightforward, but your game plan's simple.
Yeah.
Stuff in the discard pile, you whack for heavy damage.
I think that's a good point. It's good. I'm glad that a deck like this exists that isn't just Night March, because that's always been the budget deck for new players that you just
Yeah.
chuck on them.
Yeah, and Night March, I think we can all agree, probably gets a little bit, maybe even a lot worse going into this rotation because it just gets even more glass cannon than it already is, and it was already very glass cannon.
Without Mew, it's not good enough because you can't attack for a single energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, like Jake said, this deck is quite good for learning the game mechanics quite well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And one thing I've noticed actually, basically there is a learning curve to this deck. I have decked out this deck. I've overcommitted discarding stuff, and then
Under commitment as well.
You can get over ego. It's the same in Night March, it's some sort of thing.
I once Sacred Ashed and then missed a KO by 10 damage because I didn't realize I had not enough Pokemon in there. This deck is actually quite punishing if you do stuff.
It is Flareon 2.0, but it's got that extra strength.
I think it's. I won't go that far.
Sorry, man?
I was going to say, I think it's one of those decks where you can play it badly and still win games, but the better you are, the more improvement you will see in the deck.
I think if Ryan Morehouse plays this deck, he will win a regional.
Yeah,
Ryan Morehouse, do not play this deck. We all want a chance.
I hope he watches this so that he hears that. No, like honestly, like Night March is like was kind of the same. It's you can make there are quite a few errors you can make, but like and you can still win even if you make those. But the fewer you make, you're basically like unbeatable with the deck. And yeah,
this Vileplume.
Okay,
well, a really hyped card because we've all been hit by the toads for the last few months.
Well, I like Vileplume. Okay, I started playing when the previous Vileplume was still around, at the end of its life, kind of thing. And I actually like it was basically you get Vileplume into play with twins, like and whatever back then, and you most of the time won the game. Now, if you get Vileplume into play, I think it's so much more balanced. Like you can Lysander it, then they have to find AZ, pick it up because they can't retreat it easy. Like before, there was no reason the Vileplume would be dragged up except by like.
I think it is literally just the existence of Lysander makes this a lot more balanced. I think that's all it comes down to.
I don't think it's just Lysander. I think it's
Hexmaniac as well.
Yeah,
Hexmaniac, but that's very fair.
So basically, if you're like a lot of the Vileplume strategies was like to do with sort of their active would kind of not be untouchable, but yours would be easy to hurt. You can pick up your active against the Vileplume. Like you can do stuff like that. I mean, you can even like and you can Hexmaniac and then do your normal strategy for a turn, except play the supporter.
I will mention one little anecdote. I've played against this deck a couple of times, and I swear I think almost every single time, bar one, that I've Lysandered up a Vileplume, they've had the AZ in hand. It's mega frustrating.
Every Vileplume deck I've made so far, I've put in 4 AZ.
I think you have to, but like the problem with this deck is that, or the card is that, I think it's very overhyped. Like it's nowhere near as amazing as people make it out to be.
Exactly because of the stuff we just discussed.
Because of the stuff you discussed, and also you have to be very careful of your resources while you play this deck.
Yeah,
and be very aware of the game state, like where how many Lysanders your opponents played, if they played Hexmaniac, if they played Hexmaniac, what they've got back with the S-Seekers, knowing that you can play items when they've played Hexmaniac, how many AZs you've got. Like there's so much to think about with this card, which I think a lot of new players don't do.
There's one thing as well. I've noticed for some reason, right, the way you build this deck now, the way you build a Vileplume deck is Plant Forest, and ideally a turn 1 Vileplume. However, that's like, I don't know, for some reason I found that's not always the best way.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you then, a lot of your deck is for Vileplume, rather than a kind of thinner line and some rare candies, which you just get out when you can get it out. Now, when you get a Vileplume out, your opponent doesn't actually feel that under pressure like they used to.
Maybe
you're
that's
not
a mistake then. I think maybe people should go back to the builds sort of like Vileguard had, like when you had Broken Time Space, and go to like maybe a 3-2-2 or a 2-2-2 Vileplume line.
In the stuff I've made, I'll only mention the Beautifly thing. I've got 2-2-2 Vileplume.
Yeah, I think that's actually the right way to go because of the search power you have, you still are able to get out quite consistently.
Yeah, but the problem is, I don't think any of its pairings right now put your opponent under enough pressure for it to be good.
I think like the only thing it's good against turn 1 is Vespi Quen.
Yeah, I think
you pretty much have to be going first against them.
Yeah. My deck, the Beautifly thing I keep talking about, has a huge problem with Vespi Quen if you don't get turn 1 Plume, but you can get turn 1 Plume and they get nothing and it's coming.
Right,
Virizion.
This
card part into your hand.
Oh,
you can get Magikarps back on the
Two Magikarps back, guys.
Prize count. If you have more prizes left to your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage.
That's
for 2 grass.
It's not even grass colorless.
No, that seems a bit too rough for my liking. I don't like it.
120. You need more prize cards left. Wait, that means you're behind.
Yeah, it means you're behind.
So it's got
that one always takes me a while, guys.
It's got the shaman. It's got the old shaman ability, Shaman EX.
Why has he got a hose coming out his ass?
It's a
Why
bridge, you
hasn't
idiot.
he?
Look,
It's a bridge. Oh my God,
Yeah, it's
you're
part
the
of a
worst.
Wait, are those wing goals?
Yeah, looks like it.
yeah.
Did you know? Legends say this Pokemon confounded opponents with its swift movements. How swift is Bailout?
That's what we
Like,
all want to know.
Wait, do they have a Kyurem and they don't have a Kabalion or a Landorus in this set, right?
Okay, I'll tell you what. I think I'd like this a lot more if prize count was like Retaliate.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, I
where
can agree with that. So like when they take a knockout, yeah.
because this is only when you're behind, and you have to be like properly behind, as in prize cards behind. But prize cards isn't always the determining factor of who's winning the game. So
Should we move on?
yeah.
Pokemon.
Alright, move on.
Move
Oh
on.
my God!
But now this is a good Volcarona. I really like this card. I think it will see play.
Yeah, I like this card. It's cool.
Search a deck for race Pokemon, put it onto red. Search
Solar Birth. Search
Oh,
your
that's
deck.
cool.
Yeah,
And it
for
will-
a basic Pokemon, put it onto your bench, then search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards and attach them to that Pokemon.
Guys, this appeared in the pack battles because I think Nathan made an amazing story where the woman ended up giving a
Oh
solar.
my god.
It was beautiful. He actually, Adam kept questioning it, but I had to give him the win.
It's pretty good.
But this could be...
Nathan knows me too well.
What I like about this is a basic Pokemon. It's not a basic fire Pokemon. It's anything. This, even though it's a stage 1, I think this cat will see play.
It's kind of annoying that it's 60. Honestly, if that was 70, because Muscle Band, you could hit with like the Jolty 180. I mean, Vaporeon, you don't hear anything for weakness, but
I think it's like
it wouldn't
it's
be
just
that bad, you know. But it's just a bit.
The one thing it has going over it for against something like Victini is that the attack costs are colorless, so you can like splash it into whatever. But it's a stage 1 line setup of basic, and I'm just not sure if that's good
I
Pokemon.
don't know, man. Wally's pretty good.
I think I can see. I think this will see some sort of play in the future.
I think someone will play this card, and it may be a good deck.
Okay, I think that will bubble a top 8 at one of our regionals with a poker dad playing it.
Okay,
I'm looking
This is my favorite card.
I think this is one of my most underrated cards of the set as well. Me and Ben have been discussing this a lot.
Okay, as a disclaimer, I don't think this is great. I just love it.
I think it's
Rob
great.
thinks it's great because he's Rob.
To be honest, I've been to a lot of tournaments with Nick, and let me tell you, he creates a lot of windy misses.
What the fuck?
But okay, with Giant Plant Forest, Cottony is grass, so you can
not in this set.
Not in this
expanded.
set.
That's only
Expanded, but still, with all damage counters from one of your bench Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. Now, in expanded, we've got Black Kyurem with Black Wall. That gives it 300 HP.
Crystal Wall, but yeah.
Oh, Crystal Wall, whatever.
But I think maybe someone could build a deck with this in Groudon, with like 1 or 2 fairy energy.
Wailord, mate.
Because Groudon needs what's it called? Energy anyway, right? Groudon needs a color, or it doesn't need it. It has a colorless attack cost anyway.
3 fighting and colorless, which means as long as you're only running that as attacking wise, you could run single energy of any other type.
But like with the Broken Time Space Stadium, whatever it's called, I don't care.
And also, what works is sorry to interrupt there, but what works is against Fairy Garden. If you may as well play a Fairy in Groudon if you're not playing anything else, because you can free retreat with Fairy Garden.
All right.
Sorry, go back to your point.
But like with this card with the Broken Time Space thing, you can play it down that one turn. Go to this thing, attack.
Windy Mischief.
Go to this thing, use Windy Mischief, kill Groudon for free, and then do damage to whatever.
Wait, hold on. Broken Time Space. Did I miss something here?
No, just a giant stump.
Giant Plant Forest.
Giant Plant Forest.
Oh, is there a Grass Cottony?
In expanded.
Oh,
Did you
okay,
cool. We were talking about that.
Yeah, sorry, I completely missed that bit of the conversation.
And then, you also discard the stadium as well, so your opponent can't benefit from it. So, I don't know. It's not amazing, but...
The one thing about this Whimsicott, by the way, is like the wind, it can slip through any gap, no matter how small. It leaves balls of white fluff behind.
That is lovely.
This is like the real life equivalent of shit posting.
Before we move on,
when I was being born.
If you
Yes.
removed all the fluff from Whimsicott, it would look like a gingerbread man. Right, moving on.
Giant green earrings.
Oh, last card, Whooper.
It's not
Oh,
the last card.
Oh wait,
this-
it's the last
No,
trainer
this is
card.
the last Pokemon.
Last,
Yeah, we've still got all the
last
trainers
Pokemon.
and the energy to go through.
Dude, okay, energy's gonna take like a minute.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
true.
where's the trainers? There we go.
You wanna go?
I need to
Filters.
filter again.
No.
Jake, with your anecdotes, the energies might take 20 minutes on their own.
Yeah, Jake, maybe stop doing
Okay,
that.
Ace Trainer.
Okay.
Ace Trainer, what do we think of it?
I
Before
think-
anyone says anything,
Yeah.
this is, I can't even show this. This is an Ace Trainer.
You're not showing it properly,
It's-
by the way.
It's because he ripped it up and
I
he's.
ripped it up and I'm dropping it on camera.
Oh, okay.
That's an Ace
I
Trainer.
think Ace Trainer will be used. I think it's very. I personally think it's very important to even if it's a one-off in the deck, just to be able to disrupt your opponent. If they've just like, they've got the Lysandra for game next turn, you can just Ace Trainer and do the whole.
I can accept that. However, if they're going to Lysander for game, I mean, you're either far behind, which they're going to draw in a couple of turns anyway, or you're ahead by a prize and it doesn't work, or I don't know. It just seems shit. Okay, I'm going to go into why I don't like this card. Right, you can't play it turn one like at all, unless your opponent gets a price penalty, which they
so play against Jake Walbert.
Ed, you can't disrupting to 3 in this format isn't that good. They draw another one. Like people are playing.
Oh yeah, you got Ultra Ball,
they're
Shaman.
happily going to 4 cards. They no one gives a shit anymore.
Yeah, people are playing Birch now, and they don't care about the risk of just getting 4 cards. It's just so.
In late game, it just doesn't do enough. And even if you're playing a slow deck like Groudon, I think you just rather play Robos and then teammates every turn.
Yeah,
Why would you play this?
Like one of the best draw supports in the game gives you 4 cards. This card gives you 4 cards.
It's
your
pretty,
opponent.
it's pretty
That's
grim,
meant-
to be honest.
That's meant to be disruption.
Ampharos Spirit Link, need it for the
It's-
Ampharos. That's
Spirit
going to see
Link,
lots
yeah.
of play. Eco Arm, shuffle 3
Eco
Pokemon
Arm's
tool cards,
really
bring this card into your hand. The deck.
I think this card's cool. This card's really cool, but I've not really seen who could have used for it yet.
No, I don't see much play for it at the
I
moment.
like it with Life Dew and Expanded. That's kind of
Yeah, that's pretty broken actually.
Well, it's not broken.
Not broken, but you know what I mean. It's good.
I think it's actually telling us we should be recycling our hard charms.
Yeah,
I think that's the
that
real-
is a nice little touch actually. I like that.
I mean,
think
it
that's the-
really is telling us that.
Yeah, I think this it'll be used for that purpose mainly.
Next one.
Energy Recycler.
It's kind of cool, but I'd rather
That's
get.
nice too.
Just
I think
give
you'd
us
rather
back Super Rod.
Yeah, Super Rod is just so much better.
Stop giving us 5 Pokemon or 5 energy. Give us 3 of each.
Yeah,
Like-
I see no reason for this card. It's basic energy. I mean, the things you're playing, like Sceptile, you want it in your hand. Mega Manectric, you want it in the discard. Not much point.
It'd be interesting if they actually made one that said shuffle 3 basic or special energies back into your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it included special and it was 2 or 3
Or
something.
shuffle 5 basic or shuffle 3. So or 3
tough to choose.
special.
However, it doesn't have that.
It
So
doesn't do that, so
No,
I don't know
so
what I'm saying.
Secret Energy Retrieval. Yum, yum,
Yeah,
yum.
nice looking card. Nice looking
Bling,
secret.
bling, bling.
yeah,
Okay. Just energy
Faded
retrieval.
Town.
This
card's really cool.
I think this is probably my favorite sort of fringe, but not really fringe trainer of the whole set.
I think this could be definitely seen in Vespiquen.
Yeah,
I don't see why not.
I've actually, as of today, sorry, I'll just say this point quickly, and then I'll let Nick talk again. As of today, I've actually cut Plant Forest from Vespiquen because I found you could play it just like Flareon, but the Faded Town is what helps. Really, you just play 2 Faded Towns.
Yeah, the reason why I really like Faded Town is that I think that for Seismitoad decks, it's probably the best thing we're going to get, and as a replacement for Verbank to deal with Megas, because Seismitoad is capped at 50 damage a turn, which means that against most Megas you're 5 shotting them, and that's just really really bad. Whereas Faded Town actually gives you a shot at KOing them.
Yeah, I still don't think that's great, but I mean, it's actually better because it hits them on the bench as well.
Yeah, it does. Basically, I really like this card, and something will
I think it's a
play
cool
it.
card.
Yeah.
I play it. I recommend trying it.
We can cut this bit out, by the way. Nick, I was just wondering, did you click on my screen to make it big at the beginning of the
Yes,
video?
I did.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
We're not cutting anything out.
Yeah, I'm leaving that in.
Okay.
Tell you,
First
Nick
time
always
cards.
likes to leave it in.
This is the card we've been talking about for ages. This is the card that got Shift Tree banned from Expanded.
I would
Involving
say
grass
this is the
Pokemon
most
straight
broken
away.
trainer in the set. I think that's safe to say, isn't it?
I wouldn't say it's. I would just say it's just very, very. It's very powerful.
I think Hexmaniac's more powerful.
I think, yeah, which we'll get onto. I think that's the next card
I think
coming
this
up.
is the most inherently powerful card. Like,
Yeah,
You don't have to do much for this card to be good. Like, I mean, you can get. I mean, Beautifly and Vileplume in one go.
you got Beautiful, Vileplumes, Vespiquen. You have the Sceptile, Lime.
Basically, what this card means is that until it rotates out, any grass Pokemon that comes out, you just have to pay more attention to it. Like, this card forces all grass Pokemon to just
forces
be
your eye
inherently
towards
better.
Right.
Yeah.
Hexmania. I think this is the best card in the set.
Such a good card.
You know what I really like about this card? Well, basically, when I was playing Manectric Garb stuff like preparation for Worlds, I found so often you didn't want the Garb every turn.
No.
The Garb's only doing something half the time. Like against, say, Hawlucha bats, you shut off the bats, but then Hawlucha hits your Manectric for like super effective damage. One really cool thing about this is that you can use it and like you pick exactly when the abilities are shut off.
Yeah.
And it's uncounterable. It's beautiful.
I have to try like very hard to like not say anything right now.
Okay. Can we reveal the bet, you two?
Okay, well, we haven't finalised it yet, have we? But
who made the bet?
I didn't make any bet.
Okay.
But no, we were talking about it, Ben.
All right. There's a sort of not decided exactly bet, but basically, Nick initially didn't like this card too much, and essentially, if it wins, like I don't know, basically, in a way, if it's proven to be good, if it's in like winning decks, if it's in enough good regionals decks, he will be cosplaying as this
Somewhere.
Not just as the girl, he'll be cosplaying as the card. No, he'll be cosplaying as the girl.
That would be actually so impressive.
As the girl on the card at Nationals. So, you know, guys, if you're watching this, play the fuck out of this card. I
think they will anyway. It's
just such a good card. Like, it's so smashable.
I think if like even if like no one else that takes up that bet and it ends up being like a sort of a personal thing, I think I'll still go through with it because like I did chat a lot of shit about this card, and then the more I played it, the more I realized it was actually quite good. So
this makes Vileplume, even with a broken time space solely for grass Pokemon, it makes Vileplume still balanced.
Yeah.
Think about that. I think the card single-handedly does it.
It's very important to know like this is a good card for cards like Shaman as well. If you start with this card and you've got like maybe a setup, maybe in the Lucario deck, you've got your energy, you've got your Lucario, you've got your whatever you need.
That's all you need, really.
You can just play Hexmania. Your opponent can't Shaman, where lots of decks are playing at least every deck is playing at least one Shaman, some up to 3 or even 4.
I will say I've beaten. I've noticed with Manectric a lot of the time, you like Hooper, you get a couple of Manectrics down, you Shaman like 4, you get an energy, you get Spirit Link, you have like AZ or something ready for next turn to do.
And it just stops all of that, just ruins your plans.
Oh no! What I'm saying is, if you draw into Hexmaniac, you can just play that in your turn, or if you
it makes going first very powerful because if you do draw into this once you're already set up, it sets your opponent really far behind, and that's something that I didn't sort of like quite see at first. And like once I saw that, I sort of made me realize that this card's a lot better.
I found so many games I've ended like the turn 1, say with Manectric again, like with nothing in hand really to play, like a couple of cards that might be useful next turn. Nothing I want to discard, but Sycamore, but also Hexmaniac. I'm just like, well, I can draw more stuff, but I can't evolve this turn. Who cares? Just fucking Hexmania.
Exactly.
So basically, in conclusion, good card. And if you want to see me looking like that at Nationals, play it in your regionals decks and win. That's all you got to do.
Well, I was going to say, like, I like how this card. I like how Pokemon seems to be going. They seem to be making more sort of power supporters rather than just making them draw supporters.
From a card
especially with VS Seekers.
Yeah.
So I like that direction they're taking.
Oh yeah, the other thing against Valplume, you can Hexmaniac, VS Seeker, Hexmaniac.
Hexmaniac, yeah.
I love it.
Level Ball's back. Welcome
Cool.
back, Level Ball.
I guess like it helps you get Valplume out.
Gets you bats, Volplumes.
That's really cool.
Vesper Queens, Flareons.
Yeah.
Just
getting the whole Vesper Queen line's good.
Yeah.
Such as Goomy.
Yep,
Goomy, Sligoo.
Yeah, and you need it to get a Goodra. So, pretty important.
Yeah.
Lucky Helmet. I don't know. You can draw cards, but
there's no reason to put this in your deck over another card.
As tool cards go, this is just pretty disappointing, to be honest.
Yeah, like 2 cards is nice.
But you could just play
it is a lot nicer now and out of the format. So your cards
that get you like cards.
Yeah.
Those.
Lissandra's, we already know all about him. And
I'm not really sure about this card. You know what's funny? When this card came out, I before VS Seeker, I thought it was so bad. I did not see it was. You had to have it in your hand at specific times, and it had to be useful then because you had no VS Seeker or anything. And in my opinion, it was more luck based than catcher.
Yeah, I actually agree. I think VS Seeker was what made this card a lot better, definitely. Before then, I saw people were playing it, and like their Yveltal Garb lists, weren't they? I was like, why?
To be fair, in the one regional, you could also have Dowsing Machine it, which made it kind of okay. In the one regional we had before Phantom Forces last year, I played 3 of these because I was like, fuck it, catcher's terrible. You need to drag stuff up. So whatever, just play a large amount.
Donphan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, that was a Veltal scoop up. That way.
Oh, okay, but yeah, still.
Yeah.
But it's a good card for us to have in the game right now. I'm okay with this being reprinted, basically.
Kind of pointless, but it's
pointless card.
It's a cool effect, but
it's cool, but it might have been better if it was like draw 2 cards.
So it may be good next format. Who knows?
Even draw 2 cards.
Yeah, basically, this is for decks which don't want to play a counter stadium but want to get rid of stadiums.
But don't forget, you can also play your own stadium. You can play your own stadiums because you can't discard your stadium. You play one turn. If you're playing multiple different stadiums, you can paint roll your own stadium, then place another stadium and play.
No, you can't play 2 in 1 turn.
I'll play 2.
I thought you just couldn't replace it.
I'll play 2 in 1 turn.
You can only play 1 stadium per turn. It's like a supporter.
Oh,
National champion here doesn't know what the rules of the game.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, national champion right here, guys.
Sceptile Spirit Link. Steven!
Fucking Steven.
So this card was really cool in like something like Groudon in the Toadman format because you had really no way to guarantee energy and a supporter, and it was really good for Groudon. It got Sam top 8 because I shouted "fucking Steven" and threw the card at
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And it's an amazing full art as well.
The worst thing was I was demanding for him to play 4 for like about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I did say 2 or 3. Yeah, I did say 2.
Then when he argued for 2, I was like, fine.
Yeah. Trainer's Mail Secret.
Yeah, good.
Cool looking secret rare. I'm trying to get 4
and then Tyranitar Spirit Link.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
energy. It's the last thing.
Like
2.
Yeah, there's flash energy and bad energy or dangerous energy.
Dangerous energy.
It's bad.
I put 2 down shouted, so it's a Rocky Helmet.
It may as well be called bad energy.
I've seen people playing this with Tyranitar, and I think they haven't realised how it works. Because this works when you're hit, not when you're attacking before you're attacking. Not like the magic 2 damage counters.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very good. Like,
no,
I actually wouldn't have if they just reprinted Special Dark, even though it's only 10 compared to Strong Energy, it might have been okay.
Well,
It's just a shame because they made Strong Energy already, and that's plus 20.
Yeah, like even if it was just plus 10, but it's still not good enough really. But this is just bad. Moving on. Last card of the whole set, boys.
I think this can be playable.
Yeah,
I think
I
give
think
him
we
an
can-
Electric, no weakness, and then a Lucario. The Lucario is coming back as well as.
Okay, in a fighting infested meta, and any Manectric thing, you should play 2 of these.
2 of these, yeah.
No, it's actually it's pretty okay, and I think surprisingly, I think people will play less enhanced hammer now, even though like special energies will probably be around the same as they ever were. I don't know.
I'll tell you why. You can't find space for text like that.
No.
You don't like if okay. Here's the thing: if enhanced hammer was in your hand and you had nothing to play it on, you could shuffle it back in. Cool. But now if enhanced hammer's in your hand, if you shuffle it back in, you might draw it with 3 other cards with birch. It's not, If you're not playing it, then it's not very useful then, and then you might only draw Sycamore, and otherwise you have to Sycamore it. So it's
basically, it's the essential conclusion is that it's a lot less easy to work with those sorts of texts in your deck.
So those like power cards have lost a lot of their power, really, because of how your draw is.
Yeah, it's a shame, but it's very true.
Yeah.
Right. We got through the whole set.
Should we do one last thing?
What's the last thing?
Should we all go through our favourite card from the set?
Hey, I like this idea.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start. Hexmaniac. I think as a powerized card, I think my favourite card.
Yeah.
But my favourite maybe like obvious card, I do like Whimsicott.
Okay.
I do like. Oh no, where's Gudra?
Yeah, I guess you can do Pokemon and Trainer if you want.
Okay, Pokemon Trainer, Hexmania, Gudra. I do like Gudra.
You do. Okay, I'm going to take your first answer, even though it's Whimsicott. Ben, do you want to go?
Favorite card, Hexmaniac.
Okay.
Favorite Pokemon? Probably Whimsicott again. Just because.
That's cool.
It's not good, but I love it.
Gingerbread.
Okay.
Right.
Well, obviously, from what's been going, from what I've said previously, my favorite trainer is Hexmaniac right now.
Okay.
I think genuinely, I think my favorite trainer in the set is just probably gonna be like it's a toss up between like Forest and Faded Town, but I think I sort of like Faded Town in terms of like card design more. So I think I will go with Faded Town ultimately because I think it's a really cool sort of card to have in the game, and I think that something eventually will make that really cool. As for Pokemon, I'm going to say Giratina. I think Giratina is going to be ridiculously broken at some point, and I don't know when. I don't know who's going to break it, but someone somewhere is going to break that card. I just can't see it not being broken at some point.
That's fair.
And Jake, you're the last person.
Okay, well, Trainer and overall card. I'm really sorry, Nick. Hexmaniac. I just think like I've put 2 unless it's a Vileplume deck. Or you just I don't know, Vespiquen I think only run 1. You need it the once to get some stuff in, and maybe and you can often VS it back the same turn.
You guys just really want to see me in a dress at Nationals. That's what it actually is.
Oh,
you don't
It's just
actually
such a good card.
In any mega deck, you can either kill the Giratina in 1 hit or set it up for a KO, Mega Manectric Regice 110, then set it up for 70, and then finish it with 70. It breaks Vileplume, stops them using something like Aromatisse for a turn, stops Bronzong for a turn, stops them setting up after turn 1. I think everything stops bat damage. Yeah, it's amazing.
So,
and
what's your
favorite Pokemon?
And favorite Pokemon is probably Regice. I just think, I think that card. I'll tell you what. When I started playing the Manectric deck, I found I was never putting a Regice down, and then I started to I lost some game where I then realized I should have just been attacking with Regice more or less the whole game, and I would have just won. And I even play a DCE, so sometimes I've even just got it going turn 2. And
now, what's your favorite energy?
Ooh, tricky one.
On the set.
I haven't finished yet.
Sorry.
With Muscle Band as well, just hit you can hit for 90. I mean, I found 70 okay. You can honestly just beat Hold X with Resistance Blizzard.
Yeah, it's something that 70 is okay, 92 shots, 180 HP EXs. What
and it's something people have to play around, or they have to hunt for Lysander to target it down. Yeah. And then if you run Sacred Ash, or you run... I mean, right now I've got 2 and Sacred Ash. Ideally, that's 3 Regices per game to have an odd price count, but that's 3 Regices per game. They need to hit for 360, either with Lysanders or something that's a non-EX. So it was like back in the day when Sigilif just came out. People played one non-EX counter, like one safeguard counter, and everything else was EXs, except like Zekrom or something.
Oh my god, Quad Sigilif.
And yeah, you had to hunt for it. And Quad Sigilif beat so many things because you just couldn't get rid of 360 HP worth of EX hate. Yeah, Phil Red Dice is that.
So, what's your favorite card in the set, though? Like, is it Hexmaniac or Red Dice?
Hexmaniac.
So I think that's 3 Hexmaniacs, and what would you say?
One Nick in a dress at Nationals.
I'd say I like Giratina more than Faded Town. I think
So
Giratina's more broken.
3 Hexmaniacs versus a Giratina.
I'm sorry, Nick.
What beats Giratina? A Hexmaniac, especially 3 of them. So, moral of the story: play Hexmaniac.
Yeah, pretty much.
Please, we want to see Nick he won't even be humiliated. By the way, so if you like Nick, don't think, oh, I can't do this because it will humiliate him. He fucking loves it.
He was hoping people would win with Hexmaniac.
He was like, what's the next dark patch?
No one can possibly think Hexmaniac's that bad.
Nick, what did you didn't even think it was terrible?
Yeah.
No, I just didn't think it was as good as U3, and evidently I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I also would pay the price because it's gonna be hilarious if it happens. But yeah.
One more thing, actually, I want to just say about Hexmaniac. Basically, I found this format because your shuffle draw is so weak. You sort of just have to accept the hand you've got and just try and draw more and more cards. And so I found you actually want to play like Trainers Mails and Acrobikes, and Hexmaniac means you can just do that against Valplume.
Mm-hmm.
So against Valplume, you Hexmaniac but can draw on the same turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then finally, just to conclude, I think we can all agree our favorite energy is Flash Energy because Dangerous Energy is just incredible.
Sure.
Okay. To conclude, thank you for watching and listening to the A to Z Ancient Origins.
Shit, I just realised something. There's at least one person who's had this up, sort of forgotten it's playing, by having it quietly, has put on porn, has, had a good old FAP session, and we've been fucking playing. That's going to be at least one person.
That's pretty cool. I'll have you.
So if that's you, shout out to you.
Oh, if that is you, right, can you tell me who you are? And I hope it's Ross.
Yeah.
I would love for it to be Ross.
Send a private message to our channel.
Yeah, some pictures.
But,
that too.
Yeah, but that side, as Robert said, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this, regardless of how long it was. You watched all the way through. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. You guys, Ben, Jake, you got anything else you want to say?
Don't touch kids.
Yeah, don't. Also, sorry Adam wasn't here. Not sorry. Sorry Sam wasn't here.
Jack wasn't here.
Sorry Jack wasn't here.
We put the link in our chat and they didn't appear.
Yeah.
So
I think it's time. I think it's time for Tubby bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.